Welcome, week 2, Sporting Wood Morning Show.
Dun 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 dun.
Copyright infringement,
Yeah, fuck them.
notwithstanding.
Come after us.
Welcome to the show. Back again for another painstaking dumpster fire week of NFL.
Yeah, week 1 went exactly as everyone had hoped.
Everyone's rich now. We are.
Yeah, I'm glad that I hyped up Fitzpatrick so much.
Yeah.
Early last week.
If you listen to week 1, it was pretty much a 30-minute conversation about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that was
Right?
spot on, and I'm super excited about
We
it.
really whiffed on that one, but to be fair, most people did.
Nobody other than Fitzpatrick's child. No one had him. In
His
their
11-year-old
fantasy
son
lineups.
started, and I'm pretty sure he crushed that week.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Is that going to continue?
Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Yeah.
I think that's probably impossible.
Yeah, I concur.
Jameis Winston coming back in a couple weeks.
Well,
Ryan
and-
Fitzpatrick will probably disappoint everyone this week. Have a decent week 3.
They're
Week
at
4,
home this
we
week.
won't remember him.
But Philly's coming into town.
Philly's not bad. Everyone thinks that first Thursday night game, people are probably going to react to a little bit too much too. I don't think Philly's as bad as they played.
Thursday night.
They still won, you know.
suck.
Nick Foles is going to get another start. I kind of don't mind him this week too.
Dick Folds,
Dick Foles.
start him.
He's
Fire him in your lineup, kids.
He's a tremendous penis.
Yeah. So, what do we have in store for this week, my friend?
We're going to talk some shit about a thing or two. We're going to talk overreactions, maybe some things that we can underreact to, like how
shit
bad
talking.
DJ and Zeke's teams are.
They're gonna emerge from that. I ain't worried about that.
A lot of the early round running backs busted this week, which isn't a huge surprise given the matchups and the game scripts they had. But we're hoping for a little bit of a turnaround this week. Guys like Gurley, they came through and did well.
Of course.
Melvin Gordon, they had good games.
Yeah. Yeah. When did Melvin Gordon become a wide receiver and start catching 10 balls and get 13 targets and shit?
I like it. Eckler too. My God. Yeah. So Gurley did his job. Le'Veon Bell still isn't around.
Yeah. Where is Lev Bell? Lev Bell check
He's missing.
live from Miami. I think I saw he's in a nightclub
Probably.
showing off his
Is
jewelry.
he working?
Nah, he's not.
Probably bought it.
Yeah, he's at the door.
Anyways, well, let's get into the first sort of storyline for week 1 here. The Jets, Sam Darnold. Darnold? Not the same Darnold Jets,
Yeah.
is it?
Ooh. But
A pick 6 in his first passing attempt, though, seemed pretty egregious.
yeah, Twitter went afire after that.
He joins elite company in doing so, like Brett Favre did it.
The mob buried Darnold right after that, and then they emerged and put up ungodly numbers.
I think that had more to do with just how incredibly bad the Lions are.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Lions are that bad, and I don't think the Jets are that good. What about you?
That was ugly. I off night for Stafford. Got banged up for sure. I think he
Badly.
took too many hits. Maybe was concussed and no one knew about it because some of his throws were egregious.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of interesting moments in that game. One of the best sights I've ever seen is the camera panning around the Detroit Stadium, seeing all the dejected,
That was
angry,
sad.
miserable
That
fans.
was as depressing as any game you'll ever see.
It's almost like a city
You could
that you
feel
can't
it.
drink the tap water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you expect them to have a good NFL team and they can't get tap water right?
Yeah, no. it
Matt
was-
Stafford deserves a city that has drinkable tap water, in my opinion, in
I'm
my
with
humble
you.
opinion.
Yeah,
But that's okay. They have Kenny Galloway, though. He's nice.
yeah.
I like him.
Kenny G.
Yeah, he
No,
looks
he
good.
did good. No, yeah. What do you think about?
He's emerging.
You like Kenny G there? You like
The musician or the receiver?
the receiver? Yeah.
I like
this
him.
on this podcast.
I like him a little
Yeah.
less than the musician, but he's got moves. He's a little baby Megatron. I like him a lot. I like him probably more than, well, who are the other good young? Corey Davis, I guess, is another good young guy that I like.
2 second-year guys for sure. That can be compared to each other.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Let's
Let's
not
go
get
back
there.
and talk about the mythical game of Sam Darnold's debut and how this shit's not going to happen again for the rest of the year for the Jets.
Crazy. Everybody got
It's
touchdowns
impossible.
in this game.
Powell had a good time. Oh, so the Jets are just also picking guys with 2 L's in their last names for their backfield, which I don't mind, as I have 2 L's in my last name,
That's
which makes
true.
me backfield eligible for them. I
You
just
sh-
don't see it continuing the success.
You should apply. I'd support you.
My app's out there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Quincy Enunwa had a big game.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
What about those Robbie Anderson shares, huh? You getting worried?
Those Robbie Andersons? Yo, yeah. Hey,
Robbie Andersons?
one target, but he turned into, 40-yard touchdown.
Which is fine. Robbie Anderson, he's going to get his, but I'm just worried about, I think that McCown, is a guy that excels at the deep ball, which Robbie Anderson,
no, for sure.
That's what he catches. That's how he makes his money.
That's his bread and butter for sure. Yeah, and McCown and Robbie Anderson had good rapport, and McCown wasn't afraid to go deep with that. So maybe Darnold can move into that, but right now he's just super comfortable just dumping it to Enunwa.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping. I think it'll happen, especially with Robbie Anderson is super talented. You saw how he grabbed that ball, like super good at contested catches. So I think he'll be all right.
Now, let me ask you this: does Sam Darnold have blonde hair?
I have no idea what he looks like. Oh, wait a minute.
Because McCown does.
Yeah.
Do they have two blonde-haired adult men?
Yeah.
On their staff?
The master race.
You don't see that. I don't understand. You don't see that very often. A grown man with blonde hair.
But hey, I dig it.
2 quarterbacks nonetheless.
Another. So that we talked about that. The Jets. They surprised. That's not going to continue. They're not going to score 48 points every week. So temper expectations there. What about the BUCS? Same thing. They put up 48
It's the same
points.
thing. It's
against the New Orleans
it happens
Saints at home.
The New Orleans Saints the past 3 years have really shit the bed the first week.
The home openers, first week.
And being someone who owns the defense in season long, I was lucky
to
escape a -3.
Bring that shit up right now.
I had Doug Baldwin and the Saints defense and still pulled a W week 1, which is probably not going to happen the rest of the season. I just had the fortunate. Don't eat the mic.
-7 points, bro.
In your league?
Yeah, in my work league.
Well, you got some fucked up scoring. That's rough.
No, for sure. I'm gonna take off negative scoring next year. It's been decided already.
Good.
Zero's
Bad enough.
You don't think that's gonna continue with the BUCS to have a little success? I mean, they lost to Deshaun Jackson for at least a little bit. It looks like maybe 1 week. He got a bad concussion, and his shoulder I think is messed up. So, do you think they can have as much success without Deshaun Jackson going for the long ball?
I don't.
Long ball.
I'm less, I guess, hopeful that the BUCS are going to continue their onslaught, but more hopeful on that side than I am, say, with a team like the Jets.
But let's not dwell on the flash in the pan.
I still like Ronald Jones, also week 1 healthy scratch.
Healthy scratch, yeah.
What do you think of that? So if you own Ronald Jones, you drop him, right?
I don't know. I think
you don't hold on.
As the new guy, they probably wanted him to bring like McDonald's to everyone in the morning, and he forgot or something. So
you sit
healthy scratch, motherfucker.
Ooh. Speaking of McDonald's, well, okay, can I just interject real quick?
Side note.
You mentioned McDonald's breakfast.
Yeah.
But something I wanted to talk about real quick is the AM Crunch Wrap from Taco Bell.
The real hero of
There's
Sunday
not
morning.
A lot of things I've ever had in my entire life that combine the density of a beautiful little hockey puck with the rich meat, the egg, the potatoes, all of it.
Chipotle.
I wish.
Yeah, when you showed up with 4 of those on Sunday morning, you're the hero, bro.
Make sure when you watch football with your buddies, you have high impact calorie snacks that are gonna do the trick.
We are breakfast defectors.
Yeah, that's true.
But
there was more than that.
Onward to. So
I had to call in sick on Monday.
My mom said she burned her mouth so bad, her top of her mouth was peeling.
Yeah,
from how hot one of them was.
We ate a lot of food, so much so that my entire internal organ system had a traffic jam, and I couldn't leave the house Monday.
And he called in sick,
like a true American patriot.
But totally worth it.
Yeah. Anybody that expected me at work on Monday on the opening weekend of the NFL season is probably you don't know me that well.
So should we talk about DJ and Zeke, or just keep talking about fast food breakfast
God,
items?
I wanted DJ and Zeke to have good weeks this week. DJ more so. Because I own him and did in daily as well, but
yeah, no, for sure. I think dealing with what they dealt with, though, they emerged, with decent points for sure.
It's the worst game script I've ever seen. I mean, that flow was terrible. I think the Arizona Cardinals had something like, 7 offensive plays in the first half.
We're watching the Red Zone,
guys going down.
So they only cut in when something significant happens, and I don't think we saw a second of that. Yeah, of that freaking Arizona game.
Didn't see the game too much. Although
Zeke was the same thing. Same exact thing happened to him. But luckily, I think DJ got in the end zone, right? Didn't he, or did he just got enough usage?
No, David Johnson. David Johnson was able. He was the lucky recipient of several passes. No, I don't think Arizona scored
in garbage
touchdown
time
in the game. But they fed him the ball. So I mean, that's kind of a a good sign if you're a DJ owner and you see them trying to force feed him the ball. I'm happy with that.
Well,
If you're going to suck as a team,
he's
at
the
least look
guy.
out for your fantasy owners. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I appreciate
It's important.
I appreciate
Coaches
the
out
Cardinals
there,
organization
cater to
for
what
that.
to what we need. Don't worry about your win record or how your guys feel about you, locker room morale. The fantasy audience is the most important thing in your fucking lives.
Yeah, everything else is unimportant in the long run.
You fat pieces of shit.
Whoa.
Are there any skinny coaches?
Yeah, there's a few skinny coaches.
Garrett, is that his name?
Remember Tony Dungy?
Yeah,
He was thin.
He seems in good shape.
All right. Looking ahead to this next week, there's a few games we like. We're not going to go into all of them because there's a lot of games that are going to be complete bullshit,
there's
like
too
this
much.
past week.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's try to focus on the games where we can probably take advantage of. And
I feel you.
if you look at last week, if you just targeted the highest over-unders and maybe we're a little contrarian with that, mixing in the chalk, you won all the money.
Yeah.
That's all there was to it. That the New Orleans Tampa Bay game stack was the clear favorite, and ironically, my first iteration of a lineup for this past week that I got off of, unfortunately, had Fitzpatrick and Deshaun Jackson, and I didn't keep it in, which is my fault.
Always leave it in.
The Connor fade also didn't go too well.
Yeah,
right?
that
was a rough one.
That was bad.
I didn't fade him completely though, so I was able to profit. But Carlos Hyde also didn't look bad. He just didn't have as good of a day as Connor did, and at the same price point, and with that ownership, it just didn't work out.
Yeah, well, with how shitty Roethlisberger was playing, I mean, someone had to do okay there, and thank God AB got a touchdown. But yeah, all the action was going Connor's way.
I'm pretty sure Ben Roethlisberger took a dab at halftime and just played the second half just he was
blown out of his mind.
Yeah, like he was seeing imaginary defenders coming from his weak side the whole game. Yeah. But
yeah,
how about that motherfucking Browns defense though?
Not
bad. 6 turnovers.
That lowest price.
Min-priced?
Out of the darkness.
I mean, they're not the Ravens, but you're paying it's a big difference, right? The Ravens had a good game.
No, for sure.
The Bills apparently are going to start taking on high school JV teams.
Yeah.
For practice during the week.
Yeah, they've been lowered down to the Canadian Football League.
Yeah. Nathan Peterman actually applied to my job today.
How bad do they look, dude?
They look pretty bad, but
if you start your defenses against the Buffalo Bills, look now to the playoffs if you can get those defenses.
And here's the thing, though: I don't know if they're as bad as they played, but I still don't think they're good. You know what I mean? They're not good by any means, but are they historically that bad?
Everyone has decent weeks, but every year needs a really shitty team or a few, and I think the Bills are that team this year.
They're the sacrificial lamb of the league. Yeah, probably.
They made horrible personnel decisions, and I don't think that they care that much to try and squeak out any wins this year. They want a top draft pick, so go for it.
Can you play LaShawn McCoy at all?
In certain matchups, I think, yeah. I mean, you drafted him early, so you got to kind of throw him out there sometimes. Depends on your lineups, but I mean, unless it's a really juicy matchup, I was off McCoy this year, and I don't see myself getting on top of him.
Here's a trade proposition for you, right? If you're a McCoy owner, you take someone like Barber for him, Peyton Barber from Tampa Bay.
I don't know. That's a little bit. I don't know.
It's egregious, right?
Yeah, that's tough.
But looking at at reality and looking at the facts, I think I consider it.
I think Barber's a little too low. It depends on your league. I think you could get a little better value for McCoy. Maybe if you package him with someone else too. But just straight up for Barber, I don't know about that. Maybe wait for a week for McCoy to just go off because he's going to have volume. So maybe wait for him to just have a really good week and then just throw him out there and get rid of him.
I think the Chargers opened up it as a -9 favorite on the road in Buffalo this week, and that got bet down quick.
Yeah.
A lot of money went to Buffalo on the Buffalo side. I think the line now is at 7.5, which is still a beatable line. But yeah, it makes me wonder if we're going to see some of that Bills Mafia magic on Sunday.
Oh, you never know. I mean, they do have a big target, Kelvin Benjamin, but he's not very good at football. So
you need to be. I hear you. That's one of the prerequisites to succeeding in the NFL.
It worked for Kobe Fleener. He wasn't that great. He had an okay career.
Some people just have charmed lives.
Yeah. So what's another game that you really like this week as far as maybe stacking both sides?
I like Alex Smith. I like
Smith.
I like Andrew Luck a little bit. I think they're the same kind of guy now at this point in their career, and they're going to go off play each other.
Hurricane. What's the Hurricane? Florence?
Oh yeah, Florence is actually destroying half the country.
Hurricane Florence, I think, is not supposed to have an impact on Washington, so we should be okay. Is that a dome there?
I don't know. Also, be on the lookout for domes turning into fallout shelters for these. It's going to be the storm of the century,
Yeah, that's true.
they say.
Get to sanctuary, folks. If you're in these states,
Get out.
Get out of Dodge.
Get out.
Set your lineups and then get out of Dodge.
Yeah, come over. You come to my house.
Yeah.
There's not much room, though, so
Yeah,
we will be bunking.
We'll put his address up at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Along with your home phone number.
Bring an AM Crunch wrap. You get a spot.
That's your pass at the door.
We got a spot for you. Extra sauce. You get the master bedroom.
Okay, so no, Indy's coming to Washington. So you like the other side of the ball? You like Indianapolis?
I like them. I like both sides of the ball. I like a game stack. I like the Pittsburgh, Kansas City game stack, and I like the game stack for Indiana, Washington. I think that Adrian Peterson is going to be chalky this week. He's 5,500.
Yeah, no, for sure. Everyone's going to be thinking of last week when
Mixon
put
Mixon
up
had a
really
good game
numbers. Yeah.
against Indy. I don't see any reason why AP can't.
Yeah.
Chris Thompson's kind of interesting. I think he's actually priced higher than
Chris
AP
Thompson's
this week.
that dude. I love him.
Is he 50,
if he can
54?
stay healthy, Chris Thompson always puts
59?
up good numbers. He was our number one receiver last year before he went down. So
Yeah, 5,900. Chris Thompson being more expensive than AP tells me he's going to be not very popular. I expect AP to be the chalk at that price.
Yeah.
Tevin Coleman at 5,300. If Freeman for some reason to miss this game, I think he's an automatic start.
which you better not. Or I mean, if he is, just tell us right away. I hate that shit.
We don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to hear it from your mom Sunday morning. Did you hear about
after the fact.
Devonta Freeman?
Mm-hmm. Your mom's really up on sports news.
Fuck yeah, she is.
Yeah. Appreciate
What about
that.
T.Y. Hilton?
T.Y.? Yeah, he looks good.
Had a bad week one, not a bad.
He's a buy low candidate right now. I think that his upside is huge, and I think he's the kind of guy that if Andrew Luck's arm isn't where it should be as far as like the deep ball goes,
Yeah.
T.Y. is one of those guys that can turn a 15-yard pass into a 90-yard touchdown.
A lot of innuendo in there.
Unintentional.
Strong arm with the deep ball.
Unintentional.
I like that.
These are common football terms.
I know.
Did you?
So much innuendo.
I think he took a Norco.
What about
before this started.
what about a running back in Indianapolis? Who can we trust there? Is Marlon Mack coming back?
I'm not touching a running back for Indy.
Okay.
I'd
So
much rather
strictly
have Doyle.
receivers.
And here's the other thing.
Doyle rules.
I know I promised Doyle having a fantastic week.
Uh-huh.
He dropped a touchdown. Ebron caught one.
Baby.
It kind of backfired on me, but I still like Doyle as the number one tight end target there. I don't think Ebron is going to steal too much thunder away.
Yeah.
And he let him in targets. I'm a Doyle truther. I'm going to stay on this boat. I'm riding him again this week.
Okay.
All my
right
game
on.
stacks I think are going to include Doyle.
Keep
Maybe
riding Doyle.
Ebron for posterity. I don't think so though. I like our boy Doyle here. But yeah, and in that game you can look at Andrew Luck. You can look at Alex Smith even. I like Alex Smith too. He's not a guy that's gonna blow the doors off the place, but he's gonna get you. He can get you some points.
And
But
he's cheaper too, and
Yeah.
it's Indy's D. So I mean, start everybody.
we got to look at the games that we think are going to score the most. And if week one was a indication, it doesn't chalk doesn't matter. All that matters is you get the right guy at the right ownership, and he does the job. And if Alex Smith ekes out a few extra points this week over guys that are comparably priced, well then Alex Smith's going to win you a lot of money. It just depends.
Yeah.
Another game I like, I think Cleveland, New Orleans, because this Cleveland offense is kind of stacked. They sucked
Yeah. Well, Tyrod
this past week,
Tyrod
but it
needs
was
to be
in
more accurate. It was
weather.
It was no, for sure. But yeah, no, I think he completed 15 of 40 pass attempts. 45 pass attempts.
He threw 4 of 40 passes down the middle of the field, which is concerning.
Yeah, no, for sure. He needs to be in the
concerning.
middle a little bit more. And I mean, didn't have Josh Gordon the whole game, but Josh Gordon was in more than people thought he was going to be.
Caught a touchdown.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, no, 3 targets for him, but
Yeah.
he's just going to get more. And Jarvis Landry, I think, is paying dividends to people that had faith in him.
Jarvis, he led the team in targets. He's
15 something targets.
Yeah,
I
you
think.
can't. Jarvis Landry owners are very happy
Mhm.
with that, as you are.
No,
actually.
I dig it. Would like him to come down with a touchdown or something. But, to get that many targets, it shows Tyrod has trust in him. And even if Baker Mayfield takes over, I think that, Landry will be the guy regardless.
Tyrod's got legs, too. He's another one of those guys. You can play Tyrod naked.
Yeah, no, Tyrod's fine, but let's get the pieces involved, too.
In a perfect world, this game blows it does the same thing that the game did last week.
Yeah.
But I want to see Cleveland receivers get separation, and I want to know if that's a product of the weather we had or if they really just weren't getting separation last week.
Yeah.
If that's something that's going to continue, because if it is, I'm a little concerned.
Yeah. And what about New Orleans defense though, who basically
I'm less concerned about New
didn't
Orleans
show up.
deep. They blew it.
Hit the snooze
They
button.
blew it, but they still have talent on that defense.
Yeah.
They have a good defense
Yeah,
by all.
no, really good.
By all
really
accounts.
good last year.
Yeah,
Rode them all the way almost to the Super Bowl.
which made with the week 1 bullshit all the more crazy. Especially, and they weren't as chalky as I thought they were going to be too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I had season-long shares of the Saints defense that it was a struggle to come back from.
Me too.
But just touching back a little bit on that Pittsburgh KC game, I think James Conner still is a value at 6,700. If he touched the ball 30 times last week, you think he's going to continue that kind of usage?
For what he did last week, that's a really good price for him. And Le'Veon's not back yet, so he's still the only show in town.
Melvin Gordon, he had his way against KC. So did Eckler.
Yeah, no, KC's D is definitely not what they used to be.
Yeah, I think James Conner probably makes it into all my stacks, game stacks, and maybe as a one-off in a few tournaments. But I think you saw Tyreek Hill go nuts. Mahomes looks like the real thing. I think you play Tyreek Hill and Mahomes on at least 10% of your lineups every single week.
Yeah.
The upside's crazy.
No, for sure. No, yeah, it's always there. That long ball's always there. Mahomes has a cannon, and Tyreek Hill is the fastest person on the planet.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
They did a race.
They had a pull.
There was a race.
And he won.
Looking at some other games and some other, I guess, random values, I wanted to talk a little bit about the New England game with Jacksonville. New England's going to score. They're as good as the Jacksonville defense is. New England, they score points.
Yeah, and they're good at scoring.
No Fournette.
New England, is that a good football team?
It's a good city.
Traditionally, yeah.
New England's pretty good.
Yeah, no, for sure. What do you think about the other side of the ball, Jacksonville?
I like Keelan Cole to have a bounce-back game. He disappointed as chalk this week, so I think a lot of people are going to be off him. But I think it's time for us to jump on in that situation because they're going to have to throw the ball.
Yep.
There's no Fournette to lean on.
Yeah.
So you're going to have Yeldon be popular.
He might not be there. Yeah, keep your eyes on that too, kids. Keep your eye on all the injury news.
He's likely to sit at this point from what I've last checked on, but that can change.
Didn't practice today.
They might give him some Aaron Rodgers
I think they
juice.
said Friday they're going to try and work him out.
Okay.
So keep your eyes on that.
Stay tuned.
Stash Yeldon if you can. If you're a Fournette owner.
Yeah, $5,600 Yeldon too. In game stacks, I like him in that. If you're stacking that game.
Yeah,
but
especially if Fournette sits. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the passing side a little more though. D.D. Westbrook, I think, might be even a better play than Keelan Cole.
Hey, D.D.
What
about Dante Moncrief?
Oh, actually, you know what? That's not a bad idea either. I think I'd put him third out of those guys.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'd put him third. But
Keelan Cole is seemingly the guy.
I'd probably go ASJ. I'd probably go ASJ first. I think the red zone targets are going to come. He didn't catch anything. He didn't catch one last week, but I think they're bound to come. They're bound to start. He's a good target. What are you doing to that mic?
It feels good on my nose.
Okay.
Anyways,
that's good.
What were we talking about?
That's what we need, greasy mics. We were talking about your nose.
Yeah.
And
these can be replaced, though. I got you, Ryan.
You need some pore strips?
Don't you worry.
Some BOA pore strips. Shout out to Ryan, by the way.
Yeah. Big shout out.
Makes this all possible.
Making this all happen. We would be useless without him. Recording this on our iPhones.
Probably. You'd never see it.
Running out of room.
It'd be a conversation we'd have over the phone and forget mostly.
So thank you so much for doing this. Okay. Is that enough of your favorite lineups? Can we talk about some of our picks?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all interchangeable. We're talking daily fantasy week 2 here. It's no surprise. Sneaky values. Who are some of your sneakiest values?
At which position?
Start with quarterback.
QB.
Yeah.
Cheap on the cheaper guys, like we talked about earlier. Alex Smith, 6,000 on Draftkings. All the price we talk about is Draftkings. Sorry if you use FanDuel and stuff.
Fuck FanDuel. Give me your favorite.
But DFK, I love Drew Brees. He's the most expensive, but I mean he's just a monster at home going against Cleveland. That that they're going to be hungry for a W after that embarrassing week 1. I love him. I like Cousins at Green Bay, 6,400. And I think Goff's a really good value, too, at 6,300.
Goff's a great value.
At home against Arizona.
Yeah, I can imagine
all
him
day long. And my sneaky bottom of the bin guy is Ryan Tannehill.
Ooh,
Miami at
Tanny,
the,
huh?
at the Jets. 5,300. You know, that's like
he's less than Kenny Stills now.
yeah.
And Kenny Stills is still too cheap. So
Exactly.
I'm
Shout out
with
to
you
Kenny
there.
Stills too. Yeah. Put him everywhere.
Kenny Stills saved a few lineups of mine in the some plus 200 lineups too. So that's good.
No, he's a good, talented
I was
kid.
happy with the guy.
Talented kid hasn't had enough opportunity, but I think with Landry gone and Devontae Parker still injured, just opens up the door for that kid.
I'm into it.
At running back, obviously.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Hey, how about you?
I have opinions too.
Go for it, man. Your opinions matter.
For quarterback,
But back to running
same
back,
as you
though.
said.
Let's just talk at the same time and see whose voice comes through. No, I'm kidding. Quarterback, hit me with it.
Nicky Foles. That's it.
Injury alert. David Johnson's status changed to questionable. Breaking news
He's fine.
on the Sporting Wood Morning Show right now.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, guys, and we heard it here first on the Yahoo app.
Unless you watch this tomorrow, in which case you probably heard it somewhere else.
Yeah.
But if you didn't,
I'm sure he's fine.
you need to
Anyways.
get your Wi-Fi connection.
Back on track.
I like Nick Foles, 5,700.
Hate that.
Coincidentally, leading into running backs, I like JAGUARS again. I think a lot of JAGUARS owners were shitting their pants
Yeah.
on Thursday
Oh, no,
when
for
he
sure.
didn't touch the ball for the first quarter and a half.
That was me,
Yeah.
watching a Thursday night game.
I was
But
there. He did
he
shit his
came
pants.
But then he busts out these two beastie-ass runs to get in the end zone.
Yeah.
How beautiful was that?
Oh, it was nice. It was good for you.
Yeah, that won me the week, probably.
At that point, had you changed your pants?
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
good. So you were feeling great at that point.
I usually watch the games bottomless.
It's true.
So no
It's
pants.
true.
No pants change needed.
Scotch, no pants, and clearing the family out.
The couch cushion, however, that needed to be changed.
Yeah. New couch at the Anagnostopoulos residence.
What else?
Running backs. I like JAGUARS
yeah,
because
that's right.
again, Tampa Bay let Alvin Kamara literally embarrass them last
Yeah.
week. So I'm cool with JAGUARS doing that. You know, if they're not going to go crazy or limit his snap count in any way, if Darren Sproles somehow continues to keep playing in the NFL at the age of 72 years old,
Unreal.
you know,
Unbelievable.
But,
I like
yeah.
Ajayi, and his name's really fun to say. So
it is. Jay. Got 2 J's in his name.
Ajayi. Any other QBs? Or we're good on. We're going to RB.
I think we're already in the
We've
thick of running back.
transitioned. Okay, what do you think about paying up for Kamara, most expensive dude on the board?
You know, I don't know if he's going to be in your main line. Yes, he is. He's going to be. You got to go with Kamara until he gives you a reason
Until he
not to
stops
play
scoring
him.
40 points every week.
Until he stops looking at the camera and just being like, "Yup."
Yeah, exactly. How does he know which camera's on him?
He just does. He's Alvin.
He just looks at it.
He's a wide receiver. He's
Into your soul.
He's a stud. He's
What about Gurley? 9,200.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Gurley's going to be probably under-owned just because Kamara's so damn good.
Yeah.
Gurley's going to have less ownership at a high price, but I think Gurley is the obvious pivot. I like them both. I don't think I'm going to be able to get them both in my lineup because the pricing is way more restricted
no way.
than it is last week. Last week was kind of like, let's give you these. They made the pricing so any Joe Schmo can go in there and make a decent lineup. This week you have to really put some effort into it. You have to take chances.
Yep.
Which is that's good. That's what you need. That's what you want.
You got to get that thin value wherever you can.
Much more profitable for people who are serious having to take a deeper dive into these players than somebody who's just going to be able to play, guys off the. And I think that last week, some of my favorite guys, Emmanuel Sanders had a big day. Kenny Stills had a big day.
Yeah. I was really high up on Emmanuel Sanders this year and in season long.
It was nice to see him come through.
Yeah, no, for sure. Case Keenum is looking pretty good.
Case Keenum made about 35% of all my lineups that week, so I was happy with what he did.
Whoa.
30, yeah.
Hot take.
And 35% is a figure I just pulled out of my ass.
And what about Philip Lindsay?
A chunk.
Was he in a lot of your lineups?
No.
Yeah.
Philip Lindsay.
You
know what was trending on Google though?
What?
For about 30 minutes? Philip fucking Lindsay.
Yeah, he
Who is this guy? And why is Royce Freeman owners on the ledge?
No, I don't think. I don't think. Definitely something to worry about a little bit, but don't jump ship on Royce Freeman at all.
Oh no,
Royce Freeman still made the best of his opportunities.
Yeah, I mean,
still had good yards per carry. Lindsey was just the guy for that game and pass catching, and he caught a touchdown. And so Booker has disappeared. So
drop Booker if you own him for some reason.
Yeah, get rid of him.
Don't play him.
He's not going to be a factor at all. So I think Royce Freeman, Lindsey, they might split it back there, but both really good. And And Royce Freeman's a guy that can catch the ball too. So
yeah, I think give him some time. I think the Broncos have a decent year.
Yeah.
I think Case Keenum's a guy he's gonna get you 250 and 2 every game, and some games he'll get you 3. He'll get you 3 and 3, which is that's all you need.
A lot of talent on that side of the ball, and their defense is really good too. So
Agreed.
Gonna keep them in games no matter what.
I think in the right matchup, Case Keenum is a guy we can play all year long.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
It was really good. Was really good, consistent last year.
Yeah,
in Minnesota.
40 pass attempts, I think, this week. So the coaching staff is trusting him, which is a big thing.
Juicy. Another guy we both like, I think we talked about a little bit, is Connor, obviously, and he's a bit of a bargain at 6,700.
Yeah, I think you still stuff him in there.
Yeah,
I think
for
you
sure.
still stuff him in there.
Okay.
Right. So going on to wide receiver, there's a few obvious spots. I'll start.
Who do you mind not paying up for, or who do you not mind paying up for?
Oh, Hopkins probably has a bounce back week.
He's on there for sure.
As we talked about, New England has a way of taking away the top option,
right?
And that's Hopkins, and he was taken away.
Yeah.
New England really dominated that game. Ellington caught one. When we got the Fuller news, Ellington was a really hot ad Sunday morning, and he got there. But I think Hopkins has a bounce back week.
I like OBJ a lot this week.
Oh yeah, he's
8,500, expensive though, but I like him.
Yeah. Another guy, I think you can go back to Keenan Allen in a game they probably dominate. It's hard to say if they score 2 or 3, they're up. But if you think it's going to be a close game, like I kind of have a feeling it might be. For some reason, I got a sneaky suspicion Keenan Allen could have another monster game.
At Buffalo, though, you think they're going to have to pass? I mean, they're in Buffalo, so maybe it's cold.
Yeah, it could be cold.
That could be a factor.
It depends on the game
forecast.
That game I'm not bullish on because I honestly don't know how it's going to go. Yeah. I can't foresee Buffalo being that freaking bad. And also, the Chargers, they're a team that no matter what, they can have the best game of the year. They'll win by 3 points.
Yeah,
they're not a team that blows anybody out. They let people hang around a lot. So
a little bit of middle tier guys that I like. I like Landry a lot, 6,300. We talked about him a little bit.
Potential shootout.
Kenny Stills, 5,700. I like him a lot.
Get him in your lineups.
And a super bargain is Mr. Godwin at 4,600.
Ooh, Godwin's good. Yeah. He's always any game he's been in at least 40% of the snaps. He's produced triple-digit yardage and at least 1 or 0 touchdowns.
Great numbers, no, for sure. God,
I like him this week a lot.
And he has God and win in his name.
Yeah,
how good is that?
And playing on Sunday, that's a good combination.
Going against Philly, a little bit tough matchup, but no Deshaun Jackson there. I think he'll be good.
We saw Julio
Howard and Brait there to just open everything up for him.
Yeah. We saw Julio have a day against that Philly defense too. They're susceptible.
They're
susceptible.
Yeah.
I think Juju Smith-Schuster at 6,400 is a complete steal.
Yeah,
he is the absolute number 2 target there. And while we're at it, 8,900 for Antonio, 8,800 for Antonio Brown is something that I'd consider. Probably more in game stacks, but Juju Smith-Schuster at 64 is a plug and play for me.
Monitor Roethlisberger a little banged up though. Monitor that and make sure that he's a full go.
Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, that game changes a bit if he's not in there.
Yeah, and what about
big time?
Anybody else? Any other wide receivers you really like?
No, I like Aguilar. We saw Tampa Bay get burned, so
hopefully, I have Aguilar in our league. So
I'm still truth in Nicky Foles. So if Nick Foles needs a guy to throw it to, I like Aguilar, Ertz, and Mike Wallace. All 3 guys. Mike Wallace can stretch the field. He could catch a couple big ones. But Aguilar, he was targeted a lot. He's going to be a big part of that offense. I like him.
Yeah.
A dude I like, not necessarily this week, but going forward, Brandon Cooks a lot on the Rams. The Rams looked good. He did.
He looks sexy good.
Yeah, that Rams team is just ridiculous.
Goff looks like he's comfortable still from last year. I mean, how could you not be when you got Gurley behind you and all those other big black men in front of you?
They looked good.
And Kupp too. Red zone
Cooper Kupp,
beast.
he got a TD. He's looking good. Yeah, that Rams they're a big favorite for me.
For sure.
But can I talk about one thing who really upset me this past week?
Talk about whatever you like.
Alfred fucking Morris has a price on his head now. If he doesn't fumble on the goal line back-to-back plays, the Niners they easily could probably win that game and come back. as
No, for
good as
sure.
Minnesota was, that game was ripe for the stealing. Week
Yeah.
1 on the road.
No,
what
that was,
just a momentum shift.
that was shitty.
Alfred Morris.
Back-to-back goal line fumbles.
Ooh.
Lost the second one.
When he fumbled the first time, I laughed to myself and thought, okay, there's no chance they're just going to give it back to him right now. You get him out of the game. You know what I mean? Gillisley fumbled for New Orleans. He didn't see the field again.
Well, that's class.
Right?
Yeah.
So this week, I think I like Brito a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because Alfred, if I'm involved in the 49ers organization, Alfred Morris we're changing the locks.
Yeah. No, I get that. You guys get punished for fumbling, but they're still splitting that backfield, so we'll see what happens with Morris.
Yeah, I think both those teams. I don't think the Lions though are as bad as people think. I don't think the Niners are as good as people thought going into the season.
They need to give Kerryon Johnson the ball more.
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
he's good. He's just talented. And Blunt's down too. He might miss time. So
Yeah, Blunt is out.
I think Kerryon is going to emerge a little bit faster than people thought. And if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but Mr. Abdullah, healthy scratch.
Yeah, he's a guy that's probably going to have that happen to him
believe.
a few times. They don't get Kerryon Johnson when they got plans for Abdullah. Theo Riddick's going to be involved in the passing game. I like him, as in games that favor the Lions to be coming from behind. I like Theo Riddick a lot all year. But like you said, Kerryon Johnson could have a breakout week against the 49ers, who are still, I think, going to be without Reuben Foster in the backfield, and he's a guy, or in the defensive backfield. But when he comes back, that guy's a missile, and he's going to come and he's gonna make up for lost time, I think.
Fuck
Yeah.
How about let's talk about some tight ends that you really like this week.
Doyle
Well, Doyle rules
again. Kittle.
Yeah, can we talk about Kittle for a sec?
Can we?
Oh my God, lighten it up. What did he get? How many? 9 catches?
I didn't play him, so I
Something
didn't
for
follow along
90
with Kittle, but
yards.
He's one of the most handsome quarterback in the league's favorite targets.
Yeah, no, he's good. I like Kittle a lot. Super cheap too, 3,800 this week. So plug him into some of your lineups. I think he'll do good, especially against Detroit, who forgot how to play football for a game last week. So maybe it might happen again.
Yeah.
What about you like Ertz? We talked about that. I like Reed a lot this week.
Jordan Reed again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
5,000.
Especially in that game. Ooh, what do you think of a Doyle-Reed combination?
Just pop that in there, bro.
Yeah, I like that. Double tight end. It's going to be unique. It's not going to be a popular
Reed
move.
healthy right now. Plug him in until he gets injured. Hopefully he doesn't, but he's on the sideline doing Turkish get-ups, so hopefully that just translates to good health and good fantasy points. What do you think about Mr. Cook, who had a monster game Monday night?
Here's the thing. Cook's success makes me more interested in Ricky Seals-Jones this week because of just frankly
how the Rams play against
the Rams just couldn't seem to defend the tight end. So I don't know if
that's who I
that
have as
means
my
going
bargain bin
forward.
of the week, Mr. Ricky Seals-Jones.
Yeah, Ricky Seals-Jones. He didn't show up, but none of the Cardinals did this past week. So
Fitz had a not great game, so I think they'll look to turn it around too, and it's a good opportunity, especially for the tight end there.
My pen cap exploded on me just now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I don't know what were we just talking about during that?
Yeah.
Because I think that's something I'm going to remember. Seals-Jones. Yeah, the pen cap is spoken.
Here it is. It's right on your shoulder here.
That's amazing.
It's a lint on your shoulder, player.
That's a Pilot G2.
What about, should we talk about flex appeal?
Flex appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flex,
Depends on how you construct your lineup, but some of the guys that I've been plugging in with my lineups, I've been having around 7,000 left in my flex spot.
It's a lot of money.
I'd be dealing. So Melvin Gordon's right there. Saquon Barkley, I like him this week against Dallas for 7,300. McCaffrey against in Atlanta for 7,000. I think.
Oof, and they just lost their Deion Jones too. Their defense really relies on the speed of their outside linebackers.
No,
so
for sure. Yeah, and
McCaffrey's gonna have a game.
Yeah, and for only 7,000, and Cam Newton loves to throw to him, so he could easily have 10 catches.
Yeah, I think the Panthers are sneaky this week. Actually, I think the Panthers are sneaky.
Hot take.
Yeah,
I like Diggs and Thielen are right next to each other, around 7,100.
Prefer Diggs.
I like it
for his route running.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But they're
they both
you know.
had really good games last week. I think Cousins is gonna have a good week too.
Yep. Bust of the week, Hogan.
Oh yeah,
everyone felt that sting.
Yeah.
He's 5,400 now too, but can you even trust him? And especially going against
Jacksonville,
Jalen Ramsey likely?
Yeah.
Or do you think Jalen Ramsey's going to be on Gronk?
They're going to try and shut down Gronk as much as they can, but can you?
Jalen Ramsey talked some shit about Gronk today, actually, too. He said
sure.
anytime he's had a cornerback on him, he's had a bad game. You think that's what's going to happen this week?
I don't know. Gronk's just a monster. Like it sometimes doesn't matter what you do. You can put 3 guys on him. You can put the mascot on him, and nothing's going to happen.
It's the preferable coverage.
And another guy like for a flex is Gronk there too. He's around 7,000, and so I mean, it's hard to bench Gronk no matter what.
Yeah. I like the double tight end stack for the tight end and flex position. I think it gives tight end fucking blew ass last week.
Yeah, it did.
Everybody's tight end busted with the exception of a couple
so
Jordan Reed shares.
Don't get mad. Don't make rash decisions and start dumping your tight ends. Everybody had a shitty week unless your name was Gronk or Cook or Dissy. Was that his name?
Disley
came out of nowhere.
Yep.
No one's ever heard of that guy, but he did great. So pick him up. He'll be perfect every week.
He'll never let you down.
What about some defenses?
Denver,
yeah.
They're playing Oakland.
I got them on with this for sure. 3,300.
And I know I'm sorry that you're an Oakland fan.
Not too expensive. No, it's all good. I mean, they got to get it together. They got good pieces there, but they need to put that puzzle together. Yeah. And Derek Carr looked terrible. Really good in the first half, but again, forgot how to play football in the second half. It's
hard to put a puzzle together when you trade your biggest piece.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, Khalil Mack not being there on defense definitely hurt them.
And touching on that game, that was a fucking what? We saw Aaron Rodgers' fibula fly 6 yards out of his body onto the field. 20 minutes later, he was slinging touchdowns, zinging them.
I'm convinced that they're, like witchcraft going on.
I thought it was Kevin Costner,
magic, dude.
I thought it was Kevin Costner under that helmet. I said, "There's no way this shit is happening." Before my eyes.
Aaron Rodgers banged up too. Not sure he's going to play week 2, so be careful there.
I think he'll give it a go. He's improving every day. He's Aaron Rodgers. They got him in a cryogenic freeze chamber
for sure. But I mean, they're going against Minnesota, so and really good defense. And if he's hobbled, I think they're going to get to him.
I say sneaky shootout.
Yeah.
Two good defense, but those teams,
division
rivals.
No, if he plays for sure, but if he sits and Deshaun Kaiser's rolling out there, putting Minnesota's defense everywhere.
I understand. Oh yeah, if Deshaun Kaiser's playing, you're playing Minnesota defense and you're not thinking twice.
Whip your D out of your pants and put them in there.
If the Packers have a healthy Aaron Rodgers, the Packers Vikings usually remind me of Yankees Red Sox games. They last a long time. They want the viewership's huge.
Right.
It's one of those games that you want to stack those games basically.
I feel you.
They want the most entertaining product possible. That game probably hits the over if they go.
Right on.
If they have a healthy Aaron Rodgers.
I like the Chargers.
Not a big target
D
in
lot,
DFS,
obviously. Chargers D in Buffalo for 3,600. One of the more expensive defenses, but I don't mind paying up for anyone playing against Buffalo. And you got any sneaky defensive plays this week?
Maybe just the Texans.
I was looking. You know what?
That's
you know what I kind of like for a sneaky play? San Francisco 49ers.
That's a good call.
Against Detroit.
They're priced up too. They're priced up to what? 2,800?
2,300 for the Niners defense.
2,800.
Oh, the slate I was looking at was for all maybe it's a little bit different pricing.
It was wrong.
Did they have different pricing? If it's because I looked at from Thursday to Monday.
No.
Okay.
You might have seen a.
My bad.
Something else.
My secretary didn't put this in correct, so she's fired.
She'll be replaced
later, bitch. No, anyway, no, I'm kidding. I'll keep her around. Any other defenses you like?
I'm gonna try to target the Broncos mainly, and then $2,600 for Houston at Tennessee looked appealing. That was with Mariota.
If Mariota
questionable.
Yeah, if Mariota sits.
I'm playing Houston defense everywhere.
Who's their backup?
Tennessee.
Yeah. Gabbert?
Blaine? Gabbert.
Yeah.
He's going to make Corey Davis a star this week, by the way.
Yeah.
I can see it now.
Yeah, hopefully. A lot of targets.
But only if I don't play the Texans defense.
But
because I like those Corey Davis shares. All in all.
We didn't talk about Delaney Walker going down. Out for the season.
Rest in peace, Delaney.
He tore 13 different ligaments, and he's done for the season. So they're going to need someone to pick up the slack there. So Corey Davis, I think, is definitely going to emerge.
It's going to lead to a little, more targets, more target share, which is good. It's a good thing. These are good things. These are good things. But the thing with Delaney Walker, he might be done at this point. Lower leg injury, IR.
Yeah, that's tough. Older guy. Yeah, no, it sucks. Big talent. seemingly good guy. He usually texts us back, but that's a big blow.
We'll see.
And okay, so I think that's good for DFS.
Yeah, beyond the police investigation as to Alfred Morse's whereabouts and what I've been doing, I think we can look to this new week.
I can
with
corroborate your
with some
story,
hope,
bro. No worries.
With some.
But just last thing, one quick recap for our league. How did it go for you?
I survived a -3 and a 0 from Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin, by the way,
yeah, you did.
He had his pelvis shattered.
Yeah,
and they expect him back in 2 weeks.
That's
so. We'll
what
see how
kind
that
of
goes.
super drugs do they have?
Whatever they gave Aaron Rodgers / Kevin Costner / whoever the actor that was playing.
Baldwin out for a little bit. Keep an eye on that.
They're talking about moving CJ Prosise to wide receiver. Do you think that sticks?
That's crazy. I mean, sure.
They got Brandon Marshall. Who knows?
Experiments are cool. Yeah, Brandon Marshall. He's a good pickup. I think he'll be okay. Tyler Lockett is obviously going to get a little bit more action. So keep that in mind. The big winner of the week was Mr. Kyle, Mr. Fighting Mongooses.
His team's name is the Fighting Mongooses.
Scored nearly 200 points. Just missed it. He was upset about that. And he beat poor Los Jefes, who had the second most points of the week, which sucks all the time.
Brother-in-law.
That's
rough,
just the fucking worst. But you got to hang your head high. It's only one. You only have one loss out there. If you lost this week, that's it.
Yeah,
you can turn it around.
It can only get worse.
And the big bad beat of the week.
Our buddy Twan.
Poor Twanny.
Look at that dumper. We were talking a little shit about Twan's team last week. This week, he found himself with a 4-point lead going into the final, I think,
almost drive.
2 minutes
seemingly
of the week.
One of the last drives. And then
pick 6 to lose it.
Mr. Tuck Rule had Rams D. And,
pick 6 to lose it.
Yeah, they got a pick 6 with a little bit of homadick on the way into the end zone.
Insult to injury with absolute rock salt thrown into it.
And he lost by 4 points.
It was rough.
And that's just brutal. But, hey, man.
The freeze frame.
You put up decent points. Look at that dumper so you can do it again. Hold your head up high.
I'm always rooting for Twan.
He got second place
He's
last
a nice
year.
guy. I want him to do well.
Yeah.
He's never won. I'd prefer him to win over guys like Kyle who try to rub it in your face.
Yeah, shitty winner, that guy.
Have fun with it. He's
sure.
Okay. He has a good team though. So,
but who you facing this week?
You.
This guy.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, we're playing each other during a wedding for our good buddy.
Yeah.
Who is playing the other best man. So it's going to be just this whole tangled mess of just beautiful competitiveness.
I think there'll be some espionage involved.
No, there'll be
there'll be some wedding day hijinks.
There'll be some score checking while the vows are going on and shit.
I can tell you for certainty I'm going to have an earbud in.
Right on.
And a portable charger in my pocket the entire time.
I'm with that. But we're facing each other. Good luck to you, sir. I hope we tie.
I hope I beat the shit out of you, personally.
That'd be cool.
But I'm just being honest.
Yeah, it's all good.
It'll be fun.
Good luck
to
you. Good luck to everybody. Good luck to all you out there in your leagues. Hopefully you smash fools out there and enjoy your weeks. But thank you for joining us again this week on the Sporting Wood Morning Show.
That's it.
Have a good one. Thanks, guys.
Peace.